Real Housewives of Potomac's Karen Huger to serve 1 year in jail for DUI. Karen Huger, a star of Bravo's The Real Housewives of Potomac, was sentenced to 2 years in jail on Wednesday, with 1 year suspended, after being found guilty of charges related to a March 2024 DUI. On top of being found guilty of the charges, Huger will also pay $2,900 in total fines and cannot drive a car for 1 year after her release. The defendant's 4 drunk driving offenses have spanned a 17-year period. Montgomery County Circuit Court Judge Terrence McGann said, per the Baltimore Banner, in reference to 3 of Huger's prior traffic cases between 2006 and 2011, "Can we believe that she's only driven while intoxicated 4 times in the last 17 years? Or is it more likely that she's been very lucky, and her inebriation has gone undetected?" Huger reportedly said to the judge of her sentencing, "I understand better the brutal clarity of the fact that when you're behind a car driving, you're not just driving for yourself. It's my responsibility to make sure that my community members make it where they need to be safely." On March 19, 2024, Huger was charged with a DUI and DWI on the counts of negligently driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner, endangering property, life, and person, as well as recklessly driving a vehicle in wanton and willful disregard for the safety of persons and property. Additionally, she was charged with failure to control vehicle speed on the highway to avoid a collision, driving a vehicle in excess of reasonable and prudent speed on the highway, driving a vehicle on the highway with suspended registration, and failure to notify the administration of a change of address within 30 days. In December 2024, she was convicted of 7 out of the 8 charges and acquitted of reckless driving. Huger was not present at the taping of The Real Housewives of Potomac's Season 9 reunion, as she was in a 28-day rehab center at the time. Bravo declined to comment on Huger's jail time and how it might affect production of The Real Housewives of Potomac. The streets of Potomac just got a little quieter, and the champagne flutes at La Dame Enterprises are left unclicked. In a shocking turn of events, Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger, known to fans as the self-proclaimed Grande Dame, has been sentenced to 1 year in jail for driving under the influence. The bombshell ruling has left Bravo fans, Potomac socialites, and the rest of the Real Housewives universe in complete disbelief. The arrest that shook Potomac. On a fateful evening, Huger, 60, was pulled over by local authorities after swerving between lanes on a well-known Potomac boulevard. According to reports, officers detected the smell of alcohol, and after a field sobriety test, the reality star was taken into custody. The news spread like wildfire through the Real Housewives fandom, with some supporters rallying behind Karen, while others questioned how someone so poised and polished could land in such an ungraceful predicament. "Karen has always been about image," said one insider. "She's the ultimate socialite. The fact that she was caught up in a DUI scandal is a major blow to her brand." Courtroom drama. Karen faces the judge. As Karen walked into the courtroom, dressed in an elegant black pantsuit and oversized designer sunglasses, her usual confidence seemed slightly shaken. Inside the courtroom, her attorney pleaded for leniency, citing Karen's extensive charitable work and deep roots in the Potomac community. However, the prosecution painted a different picture, arguing that her reckless decision endangered lives. The judge, appearing unmoved by the defense's plea, delivered a ruling that sent shockwaves through the room. Karen Huger was sentenced to 1 year in jail, with the possibility of parole after 6 months. The Grande Dame was reportedly in tears as the verdict was read, clutching the hands of her husband, Raymond Huger, who stood by her side. Her fellow castmates, including Giselle Bryant and Ashley Darby, were notably absent from the proceedings, but sources say they were following the case closely from afar. Bravo's reaction and the future of RHOP. With Karen being such a central figure on The Real Housewives of Potomac, fans are now left wondering what this means for the show. Bravo has yet to release an official statement, but sources say the network is weighing its options. Some believe they may delay filming in order to capture Karen's release and return to Potomac society, while others think the network may pivot to focus on other cast members. This is Bravo gold, but also a PR nightmare, an industry insider shared. They'd have to tread carefully because Karen is beloved, but they also can't be seen as glorifying criminal behavior. The Housewives react. Though Karen's castmates have remained relatively quiet publicly, an anonymous source close to production claims that the Potomac ladies are divided over the situation. Some, like Candiace Dillard Bassett, reportedly feel that Karen should be held accountable, while others, like Mia Thornton, believe she's being unfairly targeted because of her status. Gizelle Bryant, Karen's longtime frenemy, is said to be particularly unbothered by the scandal. "Let's just say Gizelle is enjoying her popcorn," the insider spilled. "She's not going to miss an opportunity to throw shade, especially since Karen has called her messy for years." Meanwhile, former RHOP star Monique Samuels took to social media to post a cryptic message. Sometimes the tables turn, and sometimes they just flip over. Fans were quick to speculate that the comment was directed at Karen. What's next for the Grande Dame? The million-dollar question now is, what happens to Karen Huger post-jail? Will she stage an epic comeback, complete with a redemption storyline, or will her reign as the Grande Dame be permanently tarnished? While some housewives in the past have bounced back from legal troubles, looking at you, Teresa Giudice, others have faded into obscurity. Legal experts suggest that if Karen plays her cards right, she could rebrand herself as an advocate for responsible drinking and rehabilitation programs. "It all depends on how she spins the narrative," said one crisis PR specialist. "If she owns her mistake and makes amends, she could walk away from this stronger than ever." Fans weigh in. Social media has been ablaze with reactions to Karen's sentencing. Some fans are heartbroken and demand her return to RHOP, arguing that everyone makes mistakes. Others feel that Karen's privileged status had protected her for too long, and that justice was finally served. One fan tweeted, "The Grande Dame is going from La Dame to La Slammer. I never thought I'd see the day." Another wrote, "If Teresa can flip a table and go to prison and still be a RHONJ icon, Karen can survive this. #FreeKaren. The final curtain. Whether this marks the end of Karen Huger's reality TV reign or the beginning of her most dramatic storyline yet, one thing is for certain: the Real Housewives franchise has never seen a scandal quite like this. Will the Grande Dame return, reclaim her throne, and pop bottles once again? Only time will tell. For now, Potomac's finest will have to navigate life without their leading lady, and while Karen may be temporarily out of the limelight, the cameras will certainly be rolling the moment she makes her grand return. One thing is for sure: the tea in Potomac has never been hotter. Social media has been ablaze with reactions to Karen's sentencing. Some fans are heartbroken and demand her return to RHOP, arguing that everyone makes mistakes. Others feel that Karen's privileged status had protected her for too long, and that justice was finally served. One fan tweeted, "The Grande Dame is going from La Dame to La Slammer. I never thought I'd see the day." Another wrote, "If Teresa can flip a table and go to prison and still be a RHONJ icon, Karen can survive this. #FreeKaren. The final curtain. Whether this marks the end of Karen Huger's reality TV reign or the beginning of her most dramatic storyline yet, one thing is for certain: the Real Housewives franchise has never seen a scandal quite like this. Will the Grande Dame return, reclaim her throne, and pop bottles once again? Only time will tell. For now, Potomac's finest will have to navigate life without their leading lady, and while Karen may be temporarily out of the limelight, the cameras will certainly be rolling the moment she makes her grand return. One thing is for sure: the tea in Potomac has never been hotter.